A shocking video showing a brutal beating in a Las Vegas school. Students laughing as one of their classmates gets pummeled. Viewer warning here, this is a tough one to watch.
No, stop. Guys, stop. Get off of her.
The attacker has been charged with battery. It is unclear what injuries the victim suffered. The school district says it takes every incident very seriously, is committed to safety, and will not tolerate violence in the classroom. Sadly, school officials all across the country report higher levels of violence, misbehavior, assault, and drug use among students. Judge, I don't know if you saw these in the classroom or you saw these in the courtroom, these kind of cases, or if you prosecute these kind of cases, but how should we think about this and what should they be doing in Las Vegas School District and other school districts across the country?
There's only one way to think about that. That's a crime. That's a crime that not only dehumanizes the victim, but the crime that is being committed in front of other students with no one stopping this young woman who's doing this defendant at this point, is the kind of thing that it has to stop. Now, if there were other students that were laughing, if there were other students that were involved, I don't know at what point that video started. I don't know, what happened before that. One of the things the public always has to be aware of is that when you get the end piece of a video, you never really know what really happened. But right there, that is a beatdown. That is an assault. They call it battery in Nevada. I called the school district to the police department, and they said that the woman has been given a citation. The student who was doing the beating. The student who was doing the beating, and that she couldn't give me more than that because she's a juvenile. Okay, she's a juvie. What I want to know is, what is her juvie record? What is the law in Nevada? Does it allow us to raise, to put this young woman, this 17-year-old, to prosecute her as an adult? That is not a girl who, for the first time, is hitting another girl. She's not just slapping her. She's punching her with fists. She's got a beat down. I don't know what the injury is to the victim there. Has she got any cerebral injuries, any kind of concussion? I don't know what it is. Is it a simple assault or is it a felony assault? But what has to happen is has to stop. I want to know why this teacher is standing there like, is there a guy in the class? Come over here and get her off this student. It's unacceptable. And this is a reflection of the violence that is going on around this country, from people getting nuts in road rage to people in Dunkin' Donuts fighting with each other over masks. It's got to stop. And the only way it's going to stop, and I'm talking to Jen Psaki, is if we're soft on crime and there are no consequences, this will continue.
Yeah, I was going to blame Psaki, too. That was my idea. But no, the teacher doesn't want to get involved because the trial lawyers will sue her pants off. And this happened to me one time.
It did?
Yep. I was sitting behind a kid in junior high in Spanish class, and I was just whipping rubber bands at the back of his neck, like whap, whap, whap.
This is the part about you said we didn't get a chance to see what was happening.
And then so like the back of his neck just got beat red, just really tore his flesh up. And then after the last one, maybe the seventh one, he turns around and he just went, woo. And I covered up and I blocked all the shots. But I mean, he definitely got a few shots off.
Did you get in trouble?
Yes. And I threatened that we were going to fight after class. And then immediately we got suspended, in-school suspension. And then we patched things up, and we ended up stealing beer from the special office where they used to entertain for fundraisers, and then stashed it outside.
Should I interrupt here?
Yes.
Is there statute of limitations passed?
Yeah, no. I think I've told my father about this. And then went and got the beer later before a dead show.
These kinds of things
that did not help this story whatsoever.
No, but I'm saying people need to get involved. Someone stood up and took the kid off of me when he started raining blows down. You can't have someone just launch off on some girl like that and not intervene.
Or maybe you shouldn't have been hitting the guy in the back of the neck.
Well, I deserved it.
Yes.
I totally deserved it. And maybe that's what that girl did.
Police officers, law enforcement in schools, should we have more of that, Greg? Or...
In some schools, absolutely. But you know what this brutal beating reminds you of? Prison. That's a jailhouse beatdown, right? No one intervenes because no one wants to get on the bad side, including guards and inmates and men, which is kind of sad. So maybe schools like this are just holding cells for kids, and they'd never learn anything but how to throw a good punch, because apparently she knows how to throw a good punch, but that's something you learn in jail. Forget Kamala Harris. The real reboot has to be about our corrupt educational systems, right? We're producing kids that are learning nothing but stuff like that. You know, forget college. They're already in the hole, right? They're already in the hole in high school. What do you do?
But they have school resource officers in those schools.
I saw you the other night on Trey Gowdy's show. You were excellent talking about esteem and the way we had to address some of these challenges. There are clearly some mental health issues maybe here as well. How do you think we apply that to this?
In terms of like what was the beginning of the video, also go back to the beginning of their lives, right? So if somebody who is beating somebody else up like that might have been beaten up or something. I don't know. But also I would look at the graduation rate at the school district. It will surprise you. And I think that for many decades, we will be analyzing the impact of school lockdowns on these children and on teachers and what their lives are going to be like, having been masked up or been in remote learning. However, I will say this, there are some school districts where there are bad problems at school, where there are many parents who want permanent remote learning so that their kids don't have to deal with that.
That's right.
And a lot of it revolves around the bullying, and I hope we're able to address that as well.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.